Well, hello to my lovely Heart of Show Business listeners. I know you're always expecting show business people to come, but you know what? Show business is also about being able to put great events and creating community and bringing Hollywood celebrities on panels and having fashion shows and all of those amazing things that make the world a better place. And without much ado, I have here one of the two founders, original founders of the Modern Day Wife.
First, I'll just give a little synopsis on who we are. So, we're a global women's membership group. We provide community and resources to women who are looking to thrive in all areas of life: career, relationships, home life, social, personal, the full 360 view. Now, in addition to the membership, which is international, so we have members in primarily America and Canada, but also Dubai, London, Mexico, and so on. In addition to the membership, we do produce luxury events at luxury venues every 6 to 8 weeks, mainly throughout the US and Canada, ... right now, period. So people really like this story. But Meghan Fialkoff, my partner, she's founder of Modern Day Wife. She founded Modern Day Wife in Vancouver, Canada. And she had done her first in-person launch event in 2019. And then COVID happened, and she held a digital event in 2020 with Elena Cardone as a speaker. And she DM'd me on Instagram on my nonprofit's Instagram page saying that they wanted this digital event to fully benefit my nonprofit. Like 100% of ticket sales were going to go to my nonprofit. So of course I was like, we don't need to jump on a phone call. I'm in, right? Like, I'm in. What is there to discuss? So because of that, I obviously was very invested in making sure we got a lot of ticket sales. And I got to see how she ran things behind the scenes, like affiliate links and the assets and the Google Drive folders and all the various things. And I also got to do an IG Live with her. So I got to, meet her and so on. And I knew she was the person I was looking for in regards to starting or running a business. We had a phone call. She felt the same way, and we became business partners. We never met in person until like 6 months later. And that's how we met.
I mean, I'm kind of wondering about the Modern Day Wife because it's such a brilliant brand, right? But sometimes, do you ever get the question from people where they say, well, do I have to be married in order
Yes.
to be attending that?
If you go to all of our ticket pages, we actually have a Q&A at the bottom, and it says, do I have to be a wife to attend? And so the answer to that is no. Modern Day Wife is, it's catchy. It's counterintuitive to the times. It creates discussion. And so it goes well, right? It's for women, but we actually like when men come to our events. In fact, Megan's first Modern Day Wife event was a co-ed event. So we actually like when men come, and we do have some men come to our events, especially our recent LA event that you came to in June. There were definitely a good number of men there. So they help to, it creates like a nice vibe, right? It's a blend of different types of people, which is important. So, but no, it's for women at all stages of life. So we have girls in their young 20s who want to come, and probably because they're aspiring to what it stands for, which is the woman who is aspiring to do it all. So most women at some point will probably want a relationship, and they want a great home life, and perhaps they want to be a stay-at-home mom, or they want to have a career, but they also want to look great, and they want to know what's in fashion wise. And so the concept at our events is, there are many hats that a woman wears. Most women's groups right now are really just focusing on business, which is important and it's valuable for people who need those resources. But essentially, many women, they want to thrive in all areas of life, and they want to have the community and resources in which to be able to do so. So longer answer to your question. So no, you do not have to be a wife. The only caveat is, or the only disclaimer or so on, is you do have to be 21 to attend our events. Other than that, you can come.
Yes, because there's some great bubbly and there's lots of dancing too. So, just know that. But it's interesting because, when Via OREFICI Jewelry was one of your sponsors, so that's how I got to meet you through, she said, oh, let's go to San Jose. There's like this Modern Day Wife. And I'm like, wait, like, is there going to be just a bunch of housewives? And I came with that notion that that's what it was all about. I'm like, well, okay, I guess the husband can buy the jewelry, that's great. But I actually loved it because, like you said, it was people from every age, and it was about being empowered and just, you know, leveling up at constant time. I'm always a believer, like, listen, you can always marry yourself, and that you're showing the universe that that's how much you love yourself, because it starts with self-love, right? So if you love yourself enough, then you're going to manifest the husband, the fiance, the boyfriend, the girlfriend, you know, because we want to be all inclusive. That's what it's about, right? And so I loved the whole spirit of the thing. And in fact, one of the things that I also love personally is being an entrepreneur myself. Obviously, I'm a movie producer, but I always love to see other badass women succeed. And you truly want to honor and celebrate the women that do that. And I see that a lot of your sponsors who come in are solopreneurs, are women who are creating something and they want to put it out. And I think what you're doing is just fabulous because you're allowing them to have a platform, to have the product known in a more personal way, right? Do you go through a selection process when you're like choosing those sponsors, the pop-up stores and all of that?
Yeah, there's definitely vetting for sure, especially because it is a luxury event. So in regards to pop-ups or brand build outs, it definitely has to reflect, it has to have a certain luxury appeal or branding and so on, right? But there's definitely certain categories that we seek out. So all of our events have a beauty and wellness panel, a fashion and lifestyle panel, and a business and entrepreneurship panel. And there are certain categories that flow really nicely and things that we want to cover.
You are somebody who's big on mindset. I've been reading about you. I'm the same, you know, and also the other Megan, the Mega Meg or Meg Squared. You're all into mindset and you're all into obviously doing your own growth, personal growth. So what would be something that either you or just the two of you, if you can speak for Megan as well, you use as your sort of go-to mantra, mindset in moments of high stress and
High
negativity?
stress. High stress is another area of discussion, but in regards to our company and how we run our company, I think it's setting really big targets, and we set big targets, and Megan really also helps with that too. She's really good at being at helping us set targets and then working towards achieving that. We've set very specific targets at our June and August events, and we met both of them. And so that was a really big win, and they both were kind of impossible targets, but we just did it. But I think also the main thing is kind of sticking to what works. So I think the biggest thing that we've learned, especially this past year, is people will come to you with a million suggestions, how you should do things differently. Well, oh, you should add this. Why aren't you doing this? Every day, I think I have someone who gives me a suggestion, right? And at the end of the day, the truth is like, okay, if this is Martha Stewart giving me a suggestion that has a proven track record, I might really implement that, right? But a lot of people that are giving suggestions, you have to really look at what's their track record, and are they actually viable? Is their company viable? Are they making money? Or are they actually someone that it's like, why are you listening to them? A, and B, you could go off in all different directions, but at the end of the day, then you might not get anything done. So you have to kind of stick to like what is working, what is creating income, what's working in your company, and stick with that. And yes, of course, always improve things, but you don't need to take every suggestion as they come. And I'll just give you one quick anecdote on it, and then I'll let you say what you want to say. But my dad's a periodontist in New York. And he told me a story that he had a really difficult patient. And when he was talking about it with one of the other dentists, and they were like, oh, you just throw them out or something like that, right? And my dad was like, really? So he had this really difficult patient one day, and he told them, I'm not going to treat you. And he got so much hell for not treating, like being not going to treat this patient. And he went back to the dentist and he said, how do you handle this? Right? Like, I had such a difficult time. And the dentist said, you didn't really do that, did you? Like, I don't actually do that. So I always remember this story, because if you listen to someone and then maybe you have a bad reaction, and then they would be like, Oh, I didn't say that, right? So anyways, that's all.
Wow. I can relate to that. Where all of a sudden I would go and say, yeah, let me hear. What do you think I should do? And then like, I didn't tell you to do that. I'm like, wait, I trusted you in that moment. But again, the gut is not just a body part. The gut is also a really great intelligence system that I wish we as women would follow more often, because sometimes we tend to sabotage ourselves and we tend to say, wait a minute, maybe I don't know it, maybe I can ask. And like you said, yes, ask Grant Cardone and Elena Cardone, ask Martha Stewart, ask somebody who's seen and have done it 100 times. Do you really want to ask somebody who could be your competition and maybe wants to like eliminate you, or maybe they just don't know, they're just assuming? Not really, and I think the two of you ladies are so smart that I would not worry about getting it. Just do you. I always say, do you. I'll do me, you do you. That is the best way of living, honestly.
That's right. It's so true. It's
Yeah.
it's really, the truth is too, I could never the nonprofit I run is with my dad, with Megan, we run Modern Day Wife together. I'm just going to be honest, I wouldn't be able to do this alone and I wouldn't want to do it alone. So it really does help to have a partner because we like implicitly, if that's the right word, trust each other, and it's kind of sacred. No one can really get in there. And together we make decisions together, and we're yeah, and it works like that as opposed to having all these other things that can happen.
Yeah, yeah. No, the two of you are an informable duo and team, and I can't wait to see what you cook up and what you come up with next. And honestly, I can't wait to come to your next event and to cover all your sponsors. At some point, I may have to bring both of you back to talk as
Yes.
phase two of Modern Day Wife as it evolves. There might be new things that we want to talk about, but for now, I think this to everyone gives a great insight. And please make sure you look into my show notes, because I will have the link to Modern Day Wife. You can subscribe, you can join their membership, you can come to the events and check it out. And also you'll get to hear from some of the great sponsors that are coming in. And thank you, Megan, for coming. And over and out. Catania, see, I'm European, so I have to give it a little flair. Catania, bro, who is the founder of the UNSUN Cosmetics brand. Welcome, Catania.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm looking forward to our chat.
Yes. So tell me a little bit, like, did you just wake up one day and say, this is something I have to do? Like, how did this all come about?
When I realized that sunscreen would prevent or greatly minimize the moles, the premature aging, and the hyperpigmentation that Black women and most women encounter as they age, I became addicted to it. Like, seriously, would not go get the newspaper without putting sunscreen on. And what I found was that the sunscreens on the market, most were chemical actives. My skin did not respond well to those, and the mineral actives left me looking like a ghost. So I went to this chemist when I moved back home to LA and asked him literally just to make something for me in my medicine cabinet. And I loved it so much, and my family members loved it so much that yes, that's exactly what happened. One day I said, you know what? I'm going to build a brand around this. And a huge part of this is going to be educating women of color that despite what you were told, you absolutely need sunscreen. And that's how UNSUN was born.
So who would be your ideal client? Because I mean, how do you market yourself so that somebody can say, this is for me? Do you offer products like samples, testing? Because again, like you said, sometimes we all break out, right? And something
Yes,
doesn't go with our skin, even if it is cruelty free and it is
that's right.
natural.
Well, we love to. We're out and about at different festivals and expos and, beautiful events like the Modern Day Wife. You can go into a store, you can go into Blue Mercury, you can go in different stores and try on the product. We do have sample packets in some of our products that you could use. So we're out and about. We have products in CVS, Target, Walgreens, Blue Mercury, Goop. Like we're online at Nordstrom's, Bloomingdale's. We're so many places, so you could find us and you can try us out easily.
Was there some sort of a life inspiration that you have, whether it's a person, a book, a quote, something that kept you going?
You know,
Too.
what I tell myself, the thing that I tell myself all the time, and it comes from my spiritual walk, is that none of what we deal with, the frustrations, we feel it in the moment, but it really doesn't matter. When I'm super frustrated, or I'm super annoyed because, I can't get the things that I want, or an employee isn't working out, or it's just too much. I stop, I breathe, and I say, you know what? In the big scheme of things, this really doesn't matter. None of this matters. And I believe that. I lost my 18-year-old son in a car accident 2.5 years ago. That mattered. Nothing else that happens to me on this earth matters. And so I just go through life and things hit me in the face, and I step back, I take a breath, and I say, this doesn't matter. And then it allows me to regroup and to reposition myself and deal with it from a different angle.
I love this quote, and I am so sorry to hear that. And I also applaud you for being brave and still standing and clearly surrendering to whatever we call it, the higher power, because ultimately, he, she, it, whatever we want to call it, they know what they're doing. And
Yes.
and I feel that, like you said, at the end, there is a purpose and a reason for everything in life, even not the good stuff. And it makes us stronger. We all have a path to walk on. Nobody knows what that path is going to be. Jennifer Koch. She is a founder of STYLEGASM. I mean, how can you not love this title? I'm already thinking this is such a great brand. Who is a personal stylist, and we're going to be talking about how she founded her business and what her business is about.
Thank you so much. So glad to be here.
It almost like what you're wearing gives a message about who you are before you announce who you are. So you want to be really, really careful about what you choose to wear. And it is energy, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It makes such a difference. And everything from, I love with my clients, just helping them find the brands that the values align with them, and the fabrics feel good, how things are made. I'm really not about, fast fashion, things that are just made really cheaply or are disposable. It doesn't feel good. It's not good energetically.
Yeah. How do you work with your clients? I mean, do you do it over Zoom? Do it over the phone? Do they send you things that they see in magazines or whatever, and then you kind of advise them? Do you suggest stores or brands? Do you go shopping with them? Like, how do you do it?
I do work, because I have a lot of clients virtually, and I also have VIP clients that I fly and see, and I have clients, the places that I hop to and visit and locally as well. But yeah, I have some clients that are, kind of various degrees. Some people will come to me, they don't know what their style is. I have some people that have some sense, but usually, it's helping to like pull that out of them. I always say the beginning it's always this discovery process. It's like I'm branding the person. So I want to, get information about what they like. And I do this really fun style oracle reading to tap into what's that next expression of their soul.
Given the path that you've been on with the energy, is there some type of a mantra, quote, book, something that you go to, as a standard go-to sort of make you feel better when you're having a crappy day, as they say?
Do you want to know my like my secret? I do this every single day. So I'm actually not really into like affirmations or mantras or stuff. But I do this special thing where I take a salt bath. So this is not an Epsom salt bath. You take a bath with table salt, 2 pounds of table salt, for 10 to 15 minutes. And that's basically like helps clean up your energy. So try it, especially after a long day. You've worked like a long day, you've been around a lot of people, or you just feel drained, you go out to a networking event or a crowd event. Like at the end of the day, take a bath at 2 pounds of salt, and you just feel like all that energy of other people has just gotten off of you, and you can sleep really well and reset. So that would be my energetic tip.
Antonella Carnevaro Rossi. She is an incredible Italian businesswoman who comes from a long lineage of jewelry makers in Liguria, which is where the pesto, the Italian pesto comes from, and she's going to talk to us a little bit about her business. It's of course called Via OREFICI Jewelry, and she will tell you what this is all about. But all the places of where you can buy this amazing pieces are going to be on my show notes. So welcome, Antonella Carnevaro. Why did you wake up one day and say, this is a continuation of my family business, I want to bring it in the US?
And then at a certain point of my life, I moved to the United States. I moved to New York first and then later Los Angeles because of my husband's business. So we moved because of that. And and I left my jewelry shop that I had in Italy. And then recently I decided to go back to what was my passion, and I founded Via OREFICI Jewelry. The idea that is behind this business is that the idea and the mission that is behind this business is that I would like to bring the Italian artisan jewelry, the handmade jewelry, to my clients here in the United States. And because I think that artisan jewelry is something really particular, is something that is made with passion, is made, it's like embodies the traditions, the history, the culture that is from the place where it comes from, and empower to empower the women that wear this jewelry to celebrate themselves, their style, their personality, and to feel beautiful, to feel beautiful with them wearing these particular things that here in the United States are hard to find. They're not really easy to find the real authentic artisan jewelry handmade by the goldsmith in Italy.
I will be leaving in my show notes for all the listeners all the information with the website about where you can find these incredible pieces. And Antonella is very communicative, so if you have any questions, you can contact her directly on the website.
So 15 years ago, I stopped trimming my hair because I had to color it for gray. So I decided that I needed to find something to do my hair with. And then I discovered when I tried a diffuser attachment with a blow dryer that it wasn't going to travel well. So my first aha moment was I need to create something to travel with. So fast forward, in 2019, something in my gut told me I needed to apply for a patent for my product. It was the weirdest thing. It was like, I got to do it now. I had been putting it off because of the cost for so long. And I'm like, it's not like I had money now at the time, but I just said something needed to be done. And I honestly believe that it was probably my father, my late father, was kind of kicking me in the gut and said, okay, Sherry, it's time. You're going to be going through some things and you need to have this in your back pocket. And little did I know that my job was going to become very stressful that next year. And then the following year, which was COVID, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And that pretty much sealed the deal. I said, that's it. I'm retiring as fast as I can to get this, to do something else. And that's when I decided that I was going to be an entrepreneur.
Wow, what an amazing survival story. And God bless you. God bless you for, changing your life. So basically, you don't need to pack a blow dryer. You can use a hotel's blow dryer and you got your own diffuser that does the job. That's really brilliant.
Well, and I looked for it on the market for like probably 10 years after I figured out what I wanted it to be. And then nobody ever came up with it.
And that's Sherry Monson for you. Please support small businesses. I mean, that's what America is founded on, is a small businesses. So I will be dropping on the show notes all the links where you can go and check out this amazing product and support our dear Sherry Monson, founder of the Beverly Hills Aesthetic Medics. We want to look good. We want to look young. We want to look refreshed. And I love that you are offering all kinds of solutions, not just to people who want to be movie stars or influencers or brand, but also just like normal people who want to look
Yes.
good, right?
Absolutely. And that's who I think our customer is. We do a lot of telling patients or people, they don't need to get treatment. We don't want to overtreat you. We want to keep the natural integrity of what is you. Enhancing your natural beauty for me is always the key. We can always add more. So we start off slowly. We can start off with, they call it baby Botox, but the truth is, if you have a headache, you're not taking less than 2 Tylenol typically. So you need to get enough product to give a result, but without overdoing it. And, you know, the trick is to find a professional or find an injector that will keep the integrity of your own natural beauty and really hear what you're after, not what they think or what the media says is the right thing. So that's where, you know, we pride ourselves.
That is so wonderful, Robin. And I have to say, for everyone who's listening, if you are based in LA or you do happen to visit LA, you might want to check out this lovely business and businesswoman and the services that she offers, which we'll be dropping on the show notes as well. So make sure you check it out. Check out her Instagram so you can see the before and after photos. You know, if you need a consultation to make you feel a little safer or feel a little more comfortable about what your concerns are, please reach out to Robin. And it's been a pleasure having you on my show, Robin. Thank you for coming on. And this was the Modern Day Wife event, one of our wonderful guests. And just check her out. Thank you, Robin. I want to hear from Kelly Gunn, the founder of this incredible swim line. What happened? How did you come up with this great business?
I had done some personal development work the past few years, and a lot of my coaches had asked, you know, what is your dream job? Write down anything. It could be big, scary, audacious, you know, anything. And I wrote that I wanted to be selling my bikinis out of a pink bus at the beach. And now I just need a pink bus or a van, pink van.
Obviously, bikinis. I mean, everybody associates the word bikinis with like, oh my God, I'm fat. I got cellulite. I'm too old for this stuff. I'm too young for this stuff. I see your line. It's very clean. It's fun. It's easy. Like, did you have in mind a specific audience for this?
I don't love a lot of the strings. I like to feel comfortable and supported. So my suits are typically reversible. Therefore, I can get multiple uses out of them. I love that vintage look. So a lot of them are high-waisted. They're made out of, the majority of them are made out of recycled fabrics. So it's like a double, almost a compression Spanx kind of hold you in feel. And I'm a little bit older. And so I wanted to be a little more covered yet sexy and still be able to get in and out of the water with all my bits still in place. So
where do they buy your swimsuit? Is it an online thing, or do you also distribute them in certain stores in Hawaii or in other places?
Currently I'm hand making everything here from my home in Waikiki. So it is, everything's available through the website. Or Instagram and message me, but everything is currently literally in-house.
Thank you for coming on my show, Kelly, and I look forward to connecting with you again in the future. I'll drop your Instagram as well. Follow me as well. And anybody who loves your product, just let us know and we will post the reviews as well. Thank you for coming on the show.